Bonjour tout le monde. Happy sunny, beautiful Sunday that we're having. Hope you guys are finding time to get outside, especially today or days like today. We all need to get out of our houses, so go outside, enjoy the sunshine. This is just a video explaining the assignments for next week, so March 30th through April 3rd. And we are going to read Act 2 this time. So I'm super impressed and proud of how well you guys are doing with this book so far. I knew that you could do it on your own. I know it's not as fun if we were doing it in class, but you guys are doing really well with the questions and understanding. So I'm really happy about that. You should be proud of yourselves because reading in another language is not easy. So I'm really glad that you guys are working together. And understanding. So thank you for that. Nicely done. So for Monday and Tuesday, we're going to take a pause from reading Cyrano. You get to read something in English, and we're going to do the Cardinal Richelieu reading. So we're still in your packet that I gave you. And the Richelieu reading is here, the back page, and then I want to show you my answers. And then there are questions in English. I wasn't gonna reprint them in French this time, so you get to do them in English. But there are matching and then true or false, just like we did together in class. And then on the back there are multiple choice there too. So, but that's all in English, so it shouldn't be that hard. But I'm giving you Monday and Tuesday to do that. And then Wednesday, Thursday is when we're going to read Act 2, which is pages 38 to 55. So it's not a super long act, and there are new comprehension questions. I left them in English still because we're reading in French, so I left the questions in English. I'll decide if I'm going to have them in French later, but for now they're still in English. You can still respond in English, because I like to see what you understood in like what you can tell me in English that you understood, if that makes sense. But it's just Cyrano Act 3 comprehension questions. They're on Power School again. And then that is for Wednesday. Thursday, so Richelieu is due Tuesday night at 10, the Richelieu reading. The chapter 3 questions are due Friday morning at 9 a.m. And notice there's going to be a part in the questions where I tell you, before you go on to the next scene, do the true-false questions in your packet. So we are finishing the packet. This is the last page. I'll show you my answers, but this page is going to be kind of in the middle of Act 2, like before you go on to the end of Act 2. Do this, so this counts as part of your questions. And then on Friday through the weekend, we are going to practice writing a love letter. So in this scene, Cyrano, spoiler, writes a letter to Roxane. And also there's a lot of love letter writing throughout this play. Because remember, Roxane is précieuse, so she likes elegant language and poetry and literature. And so you guys are going to practice writing a love letter, and it's actually going to be kind of a competition. So this is kind of giving us a chance to practice like similes and comparisons. And so there's a worksheet where you can write your letter, and then on the second page of the worksheet there's some useful language, and people like to make this silly. So if you're like self-conscious or you find this very strange, just make it silly. People like to make comments about Cyrano's nose, about how him and Roxane are related. So essentially you're writing a love letter from Cyrano to Roxane, because we don't know what he says in this letter that he writes to her, so we can imagine, what do you think he did say? And then in class, usually we take a vote, like I pick the best 3 in each class, and we take a vote on which one is the best, either what's the funniest or who's the smoothest, and then that person is the king or queen of hearts, and you get this, usually give people like a fake rose, so I can give you a virtual rose for now. But maybe I'll post it on the blog, like make a blog discussion of the 3, and then you can vote on the blog discussion which one is your favorite, and that person, I'll reveal the winner when we all vote. And that's due, so it's Friday and the weekend, and the love letter is due Monday at 9 a.m. So again, I'm posting everything at the beginning of the week. A lot of you wanted to work ahead, and that's fine. I do this so that you can work at your own pace, but hopefully it's keeping you busy enough so that you're still feeling like you're getting a good amount of French in for the week. And we're really on a good track for finishing Cyrano when we normally would. Another thing about this week that I'm going to try out, and there's a poll on Power School Learning. Some of you have already seen it because I can't, for some reason, hide it until tomorrow or when I post everything else, but do answer the poll question. So that's part of the Monday, Tuesday assignment as well. This is kind of just like a, what do you think is going to happen as going forward, especially with Roxanne and Cyrano's meeting that she asked him to have. So do answer the poll question for Monday and Tuesday, as well as your Richelieu reading. And another thing I'm going to try this week that the principals suggested that we do is having office hours on Zoom. So if you don't know what Zoom is, it's kind of like a virtual conference call where I set up a Zoom room and then I give you a link, and then you can just join the Zoom room whenever during the office hour. So since I have 3 levels, I can't be on Zoom for a bunch of hours for each level, so I'm just going to do 1 hour this week, and then if people really want to use it, I could add more. But French 3 Zoom office hours will be Thursday 11 to noon. I also wanted it to be at a time where maybe some of you will have done this reading, and so if you have questions on the reading, on any grammar you're seeing or vocab during the reading, you can Zoom in and ask me those questions on Zoom. Or if you just want to Zoom in and say hi, I would love to see you. You can also see the other people that are in the room, so you can say hi to your classmates. You probably miss each other, I imagine. So we'll see how that goes this week, and if a lot of people Zoom in, then I'll continue to do it. I'll especially do it if we're learning any new grammar or vocab. That might be when you have the most questions. So that's Thursday, 11 to noon. I'll just be in that Zoom room, and I will post the link to the room on Power School before it opens. Also, this week I'm putting the assignments in the assignments tab on Power School Learning. So since you don't have the hard copies of those questions, if you don't feel like printing them out, you can open them in the assignments tab, edit it, and submit it right in the assignments tab. So you can either submit them there, my email, Pious email, or you can still print them out and take a picture of them and send it to me on Remind. Don't send them to me via Office 365 or the Power School email feature, because I don't check those that often. So I think that's all I have for you this week. You guys are doing great, so keep it up. Enjoy the sunshine, and maybe see you on Zoom Thursday at 11. Au revoir.